Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Fleur. To get 20% off your custom Fleur sample set, go to fleur.com/gaming news.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside Gaming Monday.
That's right, it's Monday. All right, we got a whole new batch of rumors on Grand Theft Auto 6. Let's round them up.
Buckle up, y'all. Yeah, Rockstar hasn't commented publicly yet, but considering that Red Dead Redemption 2 is done, everyone assumes that GTA 6 is their next big project.
Again, there's a spicy new post on Reddit from Jack-O-Lantern1982, very dependable sorts of information,
We love old Jacko.
who says that they have insider info on what we can expect.
Jack-O-Lantern claims to have two friends who are very reliable and have worked for places such as Kotaku and PC Gamer.
We have those friends too, I think. Also, they don't work at Rockstar?
No? Why do they need to?
All right, I mean, so the leaks have to be true, right, Lawrence?
gotta be true.
Yeah, I mean,
Cred like that.
all gaming knowledge can be overheard in the bathroom at PC Gamer's offices. You just hang out there long enough and you get every leak there is. Yeah, obviously, this is all, grain of salt territory.
Yes.
But hey, we're not above reporting on unverified rumors for
Hell
view
no.
counts. Thank you. Now, with all those caveats aside, let's get into that dirt. The big news here is that the game is codenamed Project Americas. It's going to be set in both Vice City and a new city that's based on Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's for the time period. It's allegedly set in the 70s and the 80s, which means we could get a kick-ass soundtrack, but according to Leaker, the jury is still out on that. But Rockstar always does amazing with their scores or their soundtracks.
Every time.
They go wild with it, man. Got that 5 vinyl GTA 5 soundtrack?
I like the idea that Vice City can't exist outside of the 80s.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, like, what would it be now? Just modern day Miami?
Big butts and porno. Lots of porno. That's where they shoot.
Yeah?
Miami.
Is it because it's humid there, so nothing, like, dries out?
Porno in a while.
The leaker claims you play as someone named Ricardo, who is an up-and-coming drug smuggler.
You're running cocaine, presumably from South America to Vice City, and then you make your way up the drug dealer food chain. There's also a giant prison that will factor into the story.
Don't deal drugs, kids. You might go to real prison, not
Winners don't-
GTA prison.
Winners don't do drugs, they sell them.
Lawrence, the game is heavily inspired by a television series, apparently, right?
Yeah, Narcos, which is all about the
Great
formation
show.
of the drug trade.
Amazing
yeah,
show.
yeah. Oh, and you can expect to read a lot of subtitles too.
Sure, of course.
That's for the story. The leaker claims that it'll touch on topics like HIV and immigration. There'll be a fictional version of Fidel Castro. So,
Oh, wow.
pretty snapshot window of time with modern Rockstar instead of like wacky early 2000s Rockstar. It'll be interesting to see how they treat it. This game will also be divided into chapters similar to Red Dead 2, and weather will play a big part in the game with disasters like hurricanes and floods.
Seems like they tried to touch on that in Red Dead Redemption 2 just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
With different seasons and different temperatures and things like that, but I'd love to see more of that.
And since it is set in the 70s and 80s, buildings apparently will change and age over time.
That's so cool.
It's pretty badass.
The leaker also said that the process of building your drug empire will be similar to the system in GTA Online, but a lot more expansive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and there's another similarity to Red Dead 2. Your personal car will allegedly work like the horses in Red Dead. Of
course.
Basically saying you'll store your equipment in the trunk, and you'll only be able to carry a limited number of weapons on your body.
And maybe even bodies in your trunk, too.
Ho ho!
I mean, that probably comes in at some point.
Like bodies of water?
The leaker also, no, real bodies. The leaker also claims that the game will be for the next-gen consoles only. It's currently in pre-alpha and there's no ETA on a release date. But those were all the leaks, Lawrence. What else we got?
Oh, we got more.
All right,
we got more,
good.
baby, and even more reliable sources too. So buckle up. In the same Reddit thread, another user, GFK53, nothing says reliable like GFK53,
Of course, we know how old he is.
and chimed in to say that they too have an inside source.
Aha! I also know someone at Kotaku.
My friend's dad.
So yeah, a lot of inside sources, a lot of information
Yeah, sure.
flying around here. GFK also said that the game is codenamed Project Americas and that it'll take place in North America and South America.
Were these like two separate leaks?
One person linked a thing, another person basically came in and said, yes!
Oh, all right.
So,
Whatever.
whatever.
I had the same dream.
GFK also said there are 3 to 4 major cities in the game, including Vice City, which will serve as the major focus. But there will also be Havana, Cuba, and others possibly in Panama, Brazil, or Colombia, but those parts are still under development, so still at play.
GFK also said that the game will span multiple decades, that's what we said earlier, the 70s and 80s, and then even possibly to present day. There's also a rumor that each chapter will be set in a specific decade, with buildings and characters all changing over time, which just sounds fun.
It sounds like an evolution to what GTA has been doing, and same with Red Dead.
When will they finish that building? It's still under construction.
Oh yeah, the one in GTA 5.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
one? It's supposed to be like the Ritz, basically. It's Carlton downtown, but like, it's just always under construction.
It's supposed to open finally. Finally, the real world, the Alamo Drafthouse downtown. Never mind.
Oh, that's the real building.
That's
We're
it.
talking about
Yeah,
GTA.
I know it's something else. Anyway,
Both leakers also said that a character named Casey is part of the narrative, with one claiming Casey would be the central character, while the other leaker said it would revolve around Ricardo.
Team Casey or Team Ricardo, you have to pick a side.
I don't know.
We don't know if they're real.
I don't think they're real.
Team Casey.
Okay.
All right, expect. GFK also claimed there will be a giant prison that plays a significant role in the game, as well as weather, which could involve Category 4 and 5 hurricanes, just like the other leak.
And then GFK also said they were told that cities will have depth as a opposed to scale, meaning that you'll be able to enter more buildings and interact with more things on the map.
So, Lawrence, is that the end of our leaks, or what else?
About, yeah, that's kind of the current info we've got. But here's the interesting thing. Where we're at right now, we have two people kind of joining together to say all these things, and their stories roughly line up. But we on this channel have reported on these rumors before. That's back when this was called The Know. They reported this information based on their own source, which, to be frank, I and you guys aren't connected to, so...
No, we don't have that.
Yeah, that was all reporting that happened
This was all,
before.
we were just reporting off the internet.
So here's the interesting thing, though. The previous report that The Know did, a lot of those leaks actually correspond to that report, too, which was back in 2018. Specifically, that the game is codenamed Project Americas and that it's set at some version of Miami, aka Vice City. The Know also reported that you'll be able to fly between the USA and South America when you're doing missions. So it's starting to lock together a little bit.
Last year, the source said that Rockstar was in the early stages of development, but it could be released in the next 3 to 4 years, which would put it around the 2021, 2022-ish. I'd put my money on 2022.
I would as well, because 2013 was GTA 5, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's been a
almost
while.
10 years.
A long time ago,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That would definitely be squarely in the next generation, especially if the new PlayStation and Xbox consoles are coming out in 2020.
Exclusively on Stadia.
No way.
I kid.
That would sell a Stadia, man. I'd be in there day one.
It's true, everybody
I'd
would.
be belly sliding into the Stadia doors as soon as they open.
Okay, here, GTA comes out in 2020, but it's only on Stadia and Epic Games Store.
I'm in.
So
Give them to me both.
So provided you believe that Jack-O-Lantern 1982 and JFK are different people,
GFK.
sorry,
JFK.
oh my, sorry, it's all conspiracy. That puts this rumor as having 3 independent sources that are all reporting on basically the same thing.
In journalism circles, that lends credibility to a rumor. So, Lawrence, is the info legit?
there's got to be some ounce of truth to it if this many independent anonymous sources are all reporting the same information or loosely the same information. But some outlets are already saying it's fake, which, you know, no problem there. We always preach skepticism here, a healthy amount.
Absolutely.
Kotaku's Jason Schreier linked to one post and wrote, quote, "A good rule of thumb is that if a video game link is a giant list of incredible sounding bullet points, it's fake."
Huh.
And he's right. That is actually the form that a lot of bullshit leaks tend to take. Typically, there's some anonymous post somewhere on the internet every given week with a bulleted list of wonderful features for unannounced games. I mean, I see this stuff pop up on 4chan, Reddit all the time. It's like, guys, I got the lead on the new Smash Brothers, and it's just blap. It's not very hard to just lean back and come up with a bunch of ideas for a cool game.
That's what we call an idea man.
Yeah, and every game companies love those. Can't get enough of them.
Which, honestly, to be fair, a lot of times when games are in early development, they do have a big laundry list of things they want to do.
Oh yeah, but they don't get to do them all.
Right, I mean, a lot of times it doesn't mean it actually Peter Molyneux,
Yeah.
this blade of grass
true,
will
yeah.
grow over time. The developers go, why the did you say that?
Idea man.
You know we can't, it's an Xbox, it can't do anything.
On the other hand, none of the outlets decrying these rumors as fake can come up with a solid reason why.
PC Gamer says it's fake just cause.
Okay.
Kotaku says it's fake cause it seems fake.
From our perspective, it's hard to pin down anything that sounds fake about it. Not to mention that The Know reported these rumors before and obviously trusted their source back then. I don't know what their source is, so I can't say I trust them. But
Normally we'd say that the game description sounds way too aggressive, making a game span decades with cities that change along with it, and it would take tons of resources to produce, but the new consoles are coming around, so who knows?
Yeah, you're not just making one game world, you're making multiple versions of that game. It's a literal multiplier on the time and cost going into making the game.
Right? But as always, this is Rockstar we're talking about.
Geniuses over
They
there.
love to go above and beyond everything.
Yeah, they are geniuses.
Yeah, they have a very weird habit of biting off ridiculously ambitious projects and actually executing on most of them.
Like what, Lawrence?
Oh, I don't know, a modern day heist story with 3 independent, well-written protagonists that you can change between at any time, all of whom are living their own lives and doing their own activities in real time.
That sounds too ambitious to me.
It sounds like something that some kid would make up. It is a pie in the sky kind of bullet point thing, but they did it, and they did it 6 years ago. I don't think you can discount Rockstar. Like any other game dev, like if Ubisoft, I heard that, I'd be like, I don't know about that. That sounds a little too ambitious for Watch Dogs 4. But so yeah, while these rumors might sound like they're made up by some kid with an uncle that works at Nintendo and has got an overactive imagination and had too much Starbucks, Rockstar's the one company that I think we could probably trust to pull this idea off and make an actual game out of it. On top of that, the timeline sort of matches up too. Narcos started airing in 2015. So if that was the time they were trying to pin down a concept for Grand Theft Auto 6, that's 4 years ago. Makes sense the game would be in pre-alpha right about now. Not ready to show, but maybe they got a gameplay prototype working and a bunch of cities that have yet to be pinned down and really going gung-ho on it yet. So
It always makes me sad that Vice City came out so far before all the
all
cool,
those
before
things,
80s
yeah.
became cool again.
Yeah.
We're right now just exiting the whole like synthwave 80s nostalgia trip, the Stranger Things thing. So it's like Rockstar was cool before it was cool to be cool.
And then San Andreas was way before the 90s were wraparound cool again. All
Yeah.
that's come back too.
The trendsetters, what can I say?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's one other aspect that makes these rumors feel a little bit more right than wrong.
Rockstar seems to draw a lot of inspiration from cinema in what they make in an almost Kojima sort of way. There are definite Scarface vibes in Vice City. Similarly, lots of Heat overtones are baked into Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right, it feels spiritually correct for GTA 6 to draw inspiration from something like Narcos, which is a huge hit show.
It's an
Everyone loved it.
amazing series. One of the
Yeah.
best television shows I've seen.
I feel like this cross-generational crime family thing kind of reminds me of Godfather Part 1, 2, and 3.
Sure.
Even though 3 didn't work out so well, it was an attempt to tell a crime story across multiple generations, which is what I feel like this game is trying to do. And it also sounds like a super Rockstar thing to bite off.
And if you were to believe the ass on Entourage, making a story about Pablo Escobar is basically impossible to do.
Give them the disclaimer here. There's a disclaimer at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Gotta remind everyone here that nothing's been announced yet.
Yeah.
Even though I would say some of the signs are pointing to all this kind of being correct. We don't know, and it's always good to be skeptical about these things. Also, what difference does it make if it's true or not? Rockstar's gonna announce it when they're ready, and it'll be amazing when it comes out, probably.
I'm sure that it will.
There's really no reason to rush anything or to go crazy over what amounts to a rumor at this point. We also reached out to Rockstar. They did decline to comment, but we can go ahead and fill in we do not comment on rumors and speculation for them.
That's
So-
what everybody says when you always ask.
But the email did have a lot of hints and winks in it, right?
No, it didn't.
Did it? Oh, no.
it didn't. It was
You gotta
very,
zoom
very
in
clear.
way between those lines, into those subpixels.
Basically, there you go. Take those leaks for what they're worth, nothing. Like we said, a lot of people are already casting doubt on them.
Yeah, which we encourage. Always be skeptical of information from unreliable sources. And we're pretty sure that some anonymous dude on the internet can be filed right under unreliable as hell.
But still, speculating about GTA 6 is just, God, too much fun.
It's so much fun.
I enjoy it.
Imagining a game that ages over time with characters and buildings and like the different decades going from the 80s to the 90s to 2000. Oh, it's so cool.
I'm actually just really excited about the new tech with the new consoles and just seeing the load times that they're doing with the PS5
man.
already.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, which it will now be an older generation game, but like doing an open world game like that could be kind of fun for the console players. Obviously, PC's always like blazing fast, whatever, but pretty cool.
Yeah, I really hope it releases the same time on all platforms. GTA's been doing that lately. Red Dead still absent on PC, so we'll see. Yeah, some of this stuff sounds awesome though. The idea that there's a metagame around building your drug empire. I mean, Vice City even had elements of that, of like, oh, you gotta buy the ice cream shop and then pick up all your revenues and invest it in stuff. That's gotten a lot more refined with GTA Online and things like that, so it'd be pretty cool if part of the campaign is managing a drug empire, which is, I imagine, the weather's gonna factor into that, with hurricanes knocking out your drug mules going back and forth to America and Miami and stuff like that.
There's one developer we can trust in this day and age. I think it's Rockstar. I really do.
I mean, and story-wise, what they pulled off with Red Dead Redemption 2 was amazing. Like,
It's damn good.
yeah, Hallmark moment, like one of the first games I've ever played where I was like, if that was a movie, it would be an amazing movie. Like the first well-written game I think I've played in a long time.
Anyway, we know they're one of the most ambitious, if not the most ambitious developer out there. So yeah, leave them alone. That's all I ask. Stop sending drones to their top window floor. They're hardworking dudes and ladies. So please just give them the breathing room they need to make some cool content, and we'll see it when we see it.
We'll see you in 2022.
We're going to bed right now. Initiate cryo freeze.
I'm gonna be in Cyberpunk until
Wait, Cyberpunk, no!
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Fleur, who would like you to question what's in your perfume or cologne. If you don't know, then you need to be as open, honest, and transparent as we are here on Inside Gaming about gaming journalism, and Fleur is about their scents. Fleur makes stunning, non-toxic perfumes and lists all of their ingredients online. That's the kind of ethics and scents that you deserve and that I stand for. For luxurious perfume that's all about good, clean fun, try Fleur. First of all, you can get to know all of Fleur's scents with pictures, words, and even playlists on their site. Yes, it can be hard to figure out what a perfume smells like over the internet, but this is how to do it. It's synesthesia. They're gonna show you a new order playlist that'll blow your mind, and then they're gonna send you a scent that'll blow your nose. And Fleur's with the times. Every scent is gender-free, so you can just get what smells good and not worry about the rest. And the best part, Fleur is a completely transparent fragrance company. They tell you every ingredient in their perfumes and why it's there. So go to fleur.com/gaming news. One note about that, it's PHLUR. Fleur.com/gaming news to check out our curated sample set. That's right, we've curated our own gaming scents. And get 20% off your custom Fleur sample set. That's at fleur.com/gaming news. Blow your nose today with Inside Gaming. Thank you for the sponsorship, Fleur. The fact that it's gonna have a solid state drive for faster load times and 8K. That's actually 4 times 4K. I know that. I gotta catch my breath. Humping winded me a little bit. There was a lot that Wired story didn't tell us, which makes sense because it's still more than a year away, and Sony obviously wants to save some info for its official rollout, which theoretically hasn't happened yet. Leaks